Just keep your head to the sky. Just keep your head to the sky. Just keep your head to the sky. Keep your head to the sky. Just keep your head to the sky. Just keep your head to the sky. Keep your head to the sky. Keep your head to the sky. Just keep your head to the sky.
What is a lion without his pride? What is a whale without his pod? What is a monkey without his troop? What is a wolf without his pack? The answer is very simple. They are the same thing that a human being is without a tribe. Pray.
I am a genius. My ancestors were geniuses. My ancestors have made me a genius in all that I think, say, and do. I must declare myself a genius. I am a genius. Whenever I am myself, I practice my geniusness and do great things. All my thoughts, choices, and deeds must express my geniusness.
I am a genius. My decisions must always be in the best interest of myself, my family, my people, and my God. Only then will I and everyone I know that I am a genius.
I am a genius. At all times, my geniusness must reflect my culture. My geniusness must serve my God. My geniusness must make me be one in love and harmony with my family. My geniusness must protect my people. Yes, at all times I must demonstrate excellence because I am a genius.
Women, but the most important goddesses were black, not just for the African now in the civilization of the Greeks. The Greek was so profoundly affected by the Africans that the goddess of chastity was a black woman, Artemis. The goddess of wisdom was a black woman, Minerva. The goddess of beauty was a black woman, Diana. And many of their great mythological figures which were critical to the vision of history, the history of the Greeks in the Odyssey, the woman who has the power to draw Odysseus and all his crew into her. is Circe, who's represented as a black woman with African features on the Greek vases. The woman who helps Jason win the Golden Fleece is a black woman, Medea. The woman who marries Perseus, the Greek hero, is
Oh, we up? Oh, my fault. My fault. Are we up now? I'm just trying to share my video with Miss Tracy. That's it. All right. We are up. We are live in the place to be. Yes, Lord. We are here. We are live. And yep, I done learned how to put those caps on the mic so you won't shock ya. But hey, I am hyped. I just got a sample of the site. Man, I'm so excited. He had to tell me, man, pull up, man. It ain't done yet. I'm looking at the site. I'm like, family, we gonna have our own media site. This shit is going to be off the chain. All the stuff that I was getting kicked off of other shit for, I'm gonna be able to do it on our own private site. And some of the shit that you been getting kicked off for, you gonna be able to do on our site. Oh, Gye-Nyame journey is gonna turn a corner in the next couple of months, and I am so happy to be part of it. It brings me to tears. We got our own media station. And it's private. I can play old video. Have our own station. We can have our own private meetings. It's been a long journey, y'all. It's been a long journey. It's been a lot of ambrosia making. Heartbreaking. World shaking. But yo, we have made it. We have made it. And guess what, family? I'm opening up the black lines tonight so that we can have some conversation. Because we got some stuff to talk about. Some of y'all might not be happy about some of the stuff that we got to talk about. But unfortunately, it's not my job to make sure that you're happy. I just have to be able to make you think. Whether you think and agree with me or think and disagree with me, it makes no difference. I ain't had the TV on. I'm so excited. Just being able to look at my site brought tears to my eyes. I'm sitting up here like, good God Almighty. Brother, you done gave me the ability to just take over the world. And I promise when I take over the world, I'm going to do a better job than Donald Trump. I'm going to treat you better than the Great Pumpkin.
Hey everybody, welcome back to
And Miss McConnell.
In a different side of the world.
Lady.
Gina's not here today
I'm going to treat you much better.
because she did stuff for her mom.
Promise.
So, but we're just walking in
Just
the
wanted
woods.
to get that out.
But the speaker.
It felt good.
Yep.
It felt good. So, family, what I was doing was, Miss Tracy, one of our tribe members, Miss Tracy, she had
Let's see if we can run into anything.
today.
We're gonna look for a rock
She
today.
knocked it out.
So yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm just sitting up here looking. I said, this is Gye-Nyame. Man, this is Gye-Nyame. Look, it's all over. And I'm like, oh my God, it's Gye-Nyame all over it. You know, and I'm sitting up here like, oh my God. You know what I'm saying? And she did such a good job. We want to make sure Miss Tracy knows. We want to give her a round of applause because, yep, Gye-Nyame, stand up. Stand up.
He make you buy it.
Because to make change, you got to start with small things.
She's up ahead.
Before you move to big things. Let's master the small things before we move to big things. Let's run Columbus before we start talking about taking over the country. Come on now. You know what I'm saying? Oh man, but hey, it is time for tribal quotes. Because y'all know I got an early morning. I'm trying to get up and get back into this workout thing.
Rude.
You know, just like little moving the fascia around my body.
Oh, I said
You know what I'm saying? Moving around a little bit. You know, for those that have been following the blog, you know I've been getting attacked by a cat in the morning. And that's going to be the title of today's video. It won't be out for the next couple of days, but it's called When Cats Attack.
Nothing going on
Else. I can't remember what
except me trying to catch it with my
we're having
little cousin.
We are Justin. Almost, I got to build the whole playlist for this Spreaker station on this computer. But the only problem is I'm gonna have to do this whole thing over again when I get the supercomputer built.
Sorry,
you know what I'm saying? Heavy
cousin.
is the head that wears the hat of nation building. Family, heavy is the head that wears the hat of nation builder and nation maintainer.
Zana.
Want to send shouts out to the sisters, the nation builder sisters of the Tawee Family Village, because we had an excellent conversation today, and like Sister Roni said, she said it don't matter whether we agree or disagree. It's just good to be able to stretch our minds.
Sit down, and I'll be up there in a couple seconds.
And have conversations that may move some people to action, because we know everybody ain't gonna get up and get to work, but the idea is there, and that's the goal in many occasions, to place the idea there. So what we're gonna do right now is I need to open up these lines like I promised. I'm gonna open up these lines. I done forgot to open up the lines again.
So this is my cousin.
I'm excited. You know what I'm saying? I mean, after all these years, we have our own platform. We can decide what stays up and what comes down.
We're going on a nature walk, and I'm
spinning
so
wheel,
hungry, and I need
going
food.
round and round.
We're gonna get food when we go back.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's just how it is. We get to do it, and I'm loving it. It's like McDonald's.
So I didn't see how far we can walk.
I'm loving it.
So I'm gonna find
just like
you
McDonald's. You know what I'm saying? And you know, I guess I don't know why my phone got to ring that many times.
There's several different ways.
It's almost embarrassing
the easy way.
that my phone got to ring that damn many times.
Yeah, let's go that way. We're gonna go that way.
I'm calling myself. So I don't want to speak to myself. Obviously, I don't want to pick up the phone to talk to me.
Yeah.
That's what it seems like, Uber. You're making it look like I don't want to talk to myself. Come on now. Let's get it. All right. So, family, we are on Proverb.
The food is ready.
Well, we read them some of them this morning, and let's go and run through them. If somebody calls,
we're gonna go out that way.
And we'll put them on. And I need to trade C's real quick. Full screen. That's what I
There we go. There we go. Shouts out. She said, how many did you smoke? What? Smoke what? Well, nothing illegal. Nothing illegal here. No, Lord. If it's sites, I smoked the whole one. And I'm going to share the site with you because I want y'all to see what y'all have enabled us to build. I mean, just with the small, I want y'all to imagine, just with the small amount of supporters we have, we've been able to do this. With the small amount of people we got buying that ambrosia, we was able to do this. The studio is small, but it's still a studio. The lights, I had to downsize. We already spoke about that. Those that follow the blog, Gye-Nyame.com. The site, some of the books, the advertisements, all this has been a community affair. Y'all supported me. Y'all supported Gye-Nyame. And we turned around and we flipped it. Not illegally. We flipped it legally. And we are only going to get better at it. Now, we got the game that's going to be dropping hopefully this weekend. The first game. Then we got the second game. First game is going to help with hand-eye coordination. Get our young people and those of you that like games and like sitting around and playing the games, and because you're bored, you ain't got nothing else to do, get your hand and eye coordination together. Right? Also, bless your eyes with some Afrocentric symbols. Right? The second game is going to help you build up your mental capacity, help you build up your memory and spatial awareness. And once again, it's going to be using our symbols. I won't save it. I won't save it. It might not be dropping until around, October, September, October. I don't know. I'm working on it, but it's coming. Right? So let's go to the site. I'm going to take y'all to the site. What I know so far about the site. How good it looks. All right, and so now, of course, let me go on back because I did the transition wrong. Let's go on the transition right. There we go. So, I'll bring you around. We're going to, a start site. I'm going to show you how to get to it. This is a tutorial. We're going to do a tutorial because I want to make sure everybody understand, right? I can't stream to it yet. He told me slow down, man. He said, slow down, man. I ain't say it works. I'm just showing you, right? So we're at the start screen. What you're going to do is once we start doing it, rather than putting in G&Jmedia.live, like here, and going to this is where we at. This is where we at now. Boom, right here. Right? Right here. You go right here. We got merchandise and other stuff like that on there. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. I ain't mad. It's beautiful. Right? But, we're going to go a little bit different. We're going to take off a couple of letters and we're just going to take G&J dot media. You see it popping up on the screen? Do you see that Gye-Nyame symbol on there? You know what I'm saying? Of course, I'm going to freak that out. I just want y'all to know. Just want you to know. It's going to be it's going to be an official G&J media one up there. So when you come, right, you have to log in. So you go over here and you click the Daily Toaster, celebrating life, family, and our ancestors with Daily Toast of Remembrance. Log in. Bow. It's going to take you. Be like, all right, cool. It's going to take you to this. But hey, hold on. I don't have I don't have a password, but I haven't signed up yet. I said, okay, cool. So we're going to go back. We're going to go back. You're going to go over here to Tribe, and you're going to click Tribe, and then you throw in your name and your user ID, and if you're not a member, you're going to go to sign up. You're going to go to sign up. You're going to sign up, put your name, put your username, email address, password, prove that you're not a machine, and click. Guess what? You are in your new home, right? Well, we're going to be able to post up all the videos we want, your videos. You're going to be able to, you see that add external live streaming? You're going to be able to have a live stream that comes in. You're going to be able to broadcast a live stream from here. I mean, if you're a member, right? You're going to be able to, check your messages. You're going to be able to, submit and upload your own videos, download your videos. We're going to be able to have conversations. Look, we got a home that you go to. Got your little home, your own little personal home that you go to. You're going to be able to see what's trending on our sites. You're going to be able to check your account, check your videos, have your channel, possibly have your own dashboard, blah, blah, blah. This is my panel, this the control panel. But let's go and get out of here. I don't want to bore y'all right now, right? And you'd be like, but what about chatting? Can we chat? Yes. On the side of the videos, right? You can set up and have people come in and we could talk around the videos, or you could have the video be your conversation. But there is a place for us to chat. And we still learning this because he set it up, but he's still learning about aspects of it too. You click on here, you got my account, my videos, my channel, dashboard, subscribers, so it's like, it is incredible. So I'm like, okay, so let's go and get out. Let's go and get out of here. Let me log out. I'm going to sign out. Mind my business, right? Boom. There we go right here on Gye-Nyame Journey. Right? There we go right there on Gye-Nyame Journey. They ain't even upgrade the screen from this morning. That's from this morning. No, that's just this afternoon. But they ain't upgrade the chat. Oh, unless. Oh. All right. Mac is up. How you doing, sweetheart? Welcome. All right. I thought that was from this morning. I need those games. I'm sorry, Mama Margarita. And I mean, you're going to think I'm playing, but I'm not. The games are only designed for Android. Apple costs a little bit too much to, I'm going to get it. But Apple's, in order to get into their store and stuff like that, you got, Apple be robbing them up. Apple, and what makes Apple so, in a sense, so powerful is that it totally controls everything that comes in and everything that goes out of Apple. And they make it very, Apple is a luxury item. A lot of people don't know that. Apple, just owning an Apple says that, hey, I have a little bit of affluence, right? All right, so y'all saw the site. So here we go right here. We got the lines open. Let me go and make sure y'all know what number to call in to get to us. I'll do it over here. But let's go on over here to Gye-Nyame Journey for a second. Call in line. Black line is open. Let's go and talk about these proverbs. Yep, it went up. Let's get up here and let's talk about these proverbs. So I'm using the latest book that we got coming out. Y'all check out Dr. Kelsey's books. We got both of his books as well. This will be soon as it's finished and I'm satisfied and the author satisfied. This will be uploaded to all of those that are supporters of Gye-Nyame Journey. Okay, it's a workbook, and it's based on the work of Erskine Peters. His book is called African Openings to the Tree of Life. This book right here is called African Deep Thought Workbook. And you will be able to get your copy at africandeepthought.com. africandeepthought.com. So be on the lookout. It's not up yet. I'm still trying to work out some of the bugs, but we got the book here and we got the book up so that y'all can see it, so that y'all can read it and y'all can see the workbook. Now, this is a writable PDF. Now, because it got so many pages, I couldn't translate it into ebook. I mean, the flip book. So you got to work with the PDF. Okay. All right. So we on Proverb, the 2nd chapter, which is called the Potent Sinner. And the 9th proverb, we starting there. It says, say to knowledge holders, centering leads to self-knowing. Self-knowing is the dynamic of destiny, say the knowledge holders. The relation to the sinner is the guide for the self. The sinner is the reflector for the self, say the knowledge holders. That's proverb number 1. So, of course, you scribe it out. You pick out some keywords in there that you want to work with. You define the keywords that you selected out. You write the proverb in your own words, and then how does this proverb apply to you today? Then we go to 210. This is if like you on the 21-day challenge, because I'm working with some of y'all. We're going to be working with some of y'all in the morning, especially when we get the site up, because those daily toasters that want to go a little bit deeper, you know what I'm saying, we could do some stuff on our own site. That feels so good to be able to say, we got our own home. We got our own home. I am giddy. You know what I'm saying? When I seen it, because I just was fooling around. I go to it a little bit every day. I typed in GNJ.media today, and it said log in. So I immediately got on it. What it mean? He said, man, I already got your login together. Here, boom, dude. Hit me up with the code. Hit me up with it. I'm in. Oh, and I'm walking around and I'm just like, ooh. Now we could do some real building. Now we could talk. Now, in many ways, we got our own space where we could really, really talk our minds. We could live stream. We eventually going to be able to have live discussions on there. Only open to those that we allow in. We got our own territory, our real own territory. Halt, who goes there? No, that's not the right code. That's not the right code. But here we go. The center is the stone of faith, said the knowledge holders. Recognition of the center labels self-confidence. Doubt of the sinner marks the imperfected. A person will be foolish not to connect to the sinner, said the knowledge holders. You got the process that you go through. Some of those of you that's following, and if you had a book, you know what I'm saying? Chapter 2, Proverb 11. Said the knowledge holder, the sinner opens forth for the imperfected. The part becomes the whole at the center, said the knowledge holders. That's an excellent proverb, but that don't sound right. Let me see. Okay, it is. That's the right one. All right. So let's go and look at them. Somebody in the chat pick a number between 1 and 3. Somebody in the chat pick a number between 1 and 3. I will give you a little bit of time. Do 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 do. I started singing Dixie. Curses upon my soul. Lord have mercy. Where the hell did that come from? All right, here we go. Elder Margarita, thank you very much. She typed in a number 3, so we will go and we will do number 3. And it just so happened that we are on number 3. That is Proverb, 2nd chapter, 11th proverb. Said the knowledge holder, the center opens forth for the imperfected. The part becomes the whole at the center. Sat the knowledge. It's supposed to be say. Okay. All right. I got to get some corrections now. Got to do some proofreading. It's kind of hard being the see, and this is what's similar about me and my sister, the sister that put this book together, Tara Hauser. We lay down some shit and don't want to even go back over it. I don't know if maybe that's an author thing. It's like after you get done with it, it's like I don't want to go back. Even years later, I just don't want to go back over that. You know what I'm saying? But let's look at it. Lines open 614-556-4535, 614-556-4535. I'm going to ask you not to hide your wisdom under a bushel. I want to ask you to let your light shine. Call in because the words that you speak might be the very words that somebody out there in the world needs. All right, hold on. This got to be a emergency because I know I'm on my show. What's up? You say what? Who? You know I'm doing my show. Can you call me after my show? All right. Okay. I mean, like I said, I spoke to her. That's all. All right. All right. Peace. Drama in the tribe. Drama in the tribe. Always. But, we got to be there for our family. But here we go. Said the knowledge holder, the center opens forth for the imperfected. The center opens forth for the imperfected. What do you think that means? Some of y'all out there in the chat, go on, put something up. I'm able to see it over here on my other screen. Say the knowledge holders, the center opens forth for the imperfected. Now, just think about it. Because the name of this chapter, if you got the book, because even if you get the African Deep Thought, I would highly suggest you get this book. This is one of the best. This is my all-time favorite book. And this book literally changed my life, opened my mind. I always thought it would be a thicker book that would do it, but this little thin book right here has answered and has helped me through more difficult times than any other book I have ever run across. And that's for me personally. Right? Now, so these books go hand in hand, right? But anyway, the center opens forth for the imperfected. So the name of the chapter is The Potent Center. Potent, for those that don't know, potent, P-O-T-E-N-T means powerful. Potent means powerful. Somebody just called in. How you doing? Welcome to Gye-Nyame Journey.
What up? It's Quasi.
Oh, long time no hear. How you doing?
Surviving in the humanity, potentially.
You said what?
Surviving the potential in the humanity,
He said surviving the potential end of humanity.
Well, some of them.
Yeah,
I'm gonna make it.
Yeah, me and you both. We'll be laughing at the other side of the apocalypse, drinking, having a good time. The center opens forth for the imperfected. So when we talk about the center, right? Because in this book, the center is so important that it has its own chapter. And it talks about everything in a sense rotating around the center. And out of the center, just in the beginning verses of this book, they done gave us the secret to immortality. They done gave us the secret to overcoming all of our enemies. All of it has to do with aligning ourselves with the center, moving towards the center. So the center is open for all those that want to come towards it, because if you are not in the center, then you are not perfected. All of us have to find the center of our life, the center of our purpose, the center of our existence. And as we start moving towards that, we move towards what they call perfection. A bettering, let's say, a bettering of who we are. It says the part becomes whole at the center. So those things that are outside of the center are pieces. So now what is this potent center that this brother keeps talking about? What is the potent center that this brother keeps talking about? In our tradition, you know what I'm saying, because we lack the words. I ain't gonna even say lack the words, but the words in the West Asian language that we have been given kind of disempowers the idea of the center. God is the word that we use. If we was dealing with Central Asians, the word would be Allah. And the word kind of because of the mind state that comes with you saying it, it removes you. It automatically removes you from the center. God is external. God is away from you. In our traditions, we saw the center in each being. And we tried to move each being towards perfecting themselves by moving towards that center. So in different languages, we had similar concepts, but all of them was about letting you know that this was a part of you. But as we dealt with these incursions, we eventually started reflecting upon our potent center in the same ways that our enemies did. We operate as our enemies do. God is external. God is watching you rather than God is part of the experience that you're having. Big difference. God is not watching you in our tradition. God is part of you. God is in the experience. God flows through you, not around you, within you. Outside of you, it's in everything. That force. That's where the term Ashe come from. It's a connecting power. And it connects all of us. Good ones and the bad ones. The part becomes whole at the center. So when we start moving towards the center, we become whole. Right? We become whole. And to move towards the center, we got to practice certain things. Like there's a term in math where and Kwame probably call in and correct me, but it's a term called integer. And when I was in school, I never got it, but when I really started studying outside of school, I really started to understand what an integer was, because I don't know if y'all know this, but integer is the root of the word integrity. Whole number, wholeness. When we start moving towards the center, we start developing an integrity, a wholeness. When we move towards the center, so the center is a very powerful concept, and you will find the idea of the center throughout our culture. And the power of the center when it's not removed from us. I want y'all to imagine how powerful we would be if we really recognize what and where the center was. Not just philosophize about it, not just use big words to describe it, but actually had that feeling, actually had that that experience.
Yo,
Go ahead.
I don't know if you already kind of touched on this, but it just occurred to me that we over here fighting over left and right politics.
Yes, we are.
Harder than the people whose system it is.
Well, I ain't gonna say harder because I want you to understand this about.
Well, we're letting it come between us.
That's
in a
true.
Way that they are.
That's well. I would disagree with you again on that point too. Not saying that it's good either way, but you know their whole culture is split. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we argue. What I feel what you're saying. I'm gonna just shut up. But yeah. But so what you're saying is that even in our politics pulls us away from the center.
Yeah.
We see these principles, and the farther away you get from the center, the more you disintegrate. That integrate is in there. You disintegrate. The farther away you move from your center. Family, we got to decide on where we're going to be. The center? Or we going to be at the edge of the universal circle? We're going to be on the right side, or we're going to be on the left side? We're going to be up, we're going to be down. When being centered is so much easier in some cases. So, of course, those that would be, following along with us, and they had this ebook, you'll be able to go on and jot your stuff down, jot your thoughts down. Be like, boom, you do that. You do all this before the show, and then when we come to the show, write the proverbs in your own word, but then you go be like, how does this proverb affect me today? Quasi said. So Quasi brought up the idea that even in our politics, we are being pushed or pulled away from our center.
And ultimately, what they're asking us to do when you choose either side is to ignore some of the relevance with either perspective, because every perspective has validity.
Oh man! So you saying that when you move further to one side, it's harder to see the validity of the other side. But when you're in the center, you kind of sit around it. But but this society, the way it's shaped, it makes it almost impossible to be centered. Have you noticed that?
Have I?
He didn't just laugh. He said, "Have I?" Has anybody else find it very hard to be centered in this society that we in? Is it just us?
We can barely even trust each other. We can barely even, and you know what I mean? We don't even do each other right, And we both victims and villains.
Both.
In like all of our relationships.
Right. Victims. You said victims and villains and victims. Wow.
In all of our relationships.
In all of our relationships. But these proverbs give you something to really think about. You know what I'm saying? Think about and then actually start to act on. Because one of the major pieces we try to do in Gye-Nyame is to make sure that those people that are involved with us, start picking up on some of these proverbs and because like I got my favorites, and they have the favorite proverbs have kind of shaped my existence. How I deal with others, how I deal with myself. And I'm always able to come back. So one of the reasons we want to do this digital PDF, because you can always come back and check your answer maybe a year later and see, have you grown or have you regressed? Have you become more integrate? Have you developed more integrity? Or have you started disintegrating? All right. So we did number 3. Number three is down. Now, those are my opinions, family. I don't want, you know what I'm saying? My opinions, my ideas. I'm giving you an opportunity to call in and share yours. 614-556-4535. We're trying to hear from y'all. But hey. So now, Kwesi, we only got number 1 and number 2 left. Which one do you think we should cover first?
I will be taking a blind stab at it. I didn't hear what they were.
Don't worry about it. It's only 2.
I'm gonna go with the even numbers.
All right, so you're gonna go with number 2, which makes it easier for me, because all I gotta do is go back. Wow, here we are. We on Proverb 2. We on chapter 2, Proverb 10. The center is the stone of faith, said the knowledge holders. Recognition of the center labels self-confidence. Doubt of the center marks the imperfected. A person will be foolish not to connect to the center, say the knowledge holders. Damn. All right, let's take it in bite-sized pieces. Go ahead.
Can you say the whole thing again?
The center is the stone of faith, said the knowledge holders.
Faith?
Faith, F-A-I-T-H, Imani.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
The center is the stone of Imani, said the knowledge holders. Recognition of the center labels self-confidence. Doubt of the center marks the imperfected. A person would be foolish not to connect to the center, said the knowledge holders. All right. Bite size. The center is the stone of faith. Now, in this, I'm imagining, and I could be wrong. That's why I need your help. 614-556-4534. 614-556. What is it, Sasha?
614-5949.
No. Thank you for giving my number to the world. 614-556-4535. Once again, the number is 614-556-4535. Let's look at it. The center is the stone of faith. Stone in this is a symbol. All right, so let's look at a stone. When you think of a stone, what do you think about?
Solid.
It's solid. Can it be blown away by the wind?
That would be a hell of a gust of wind.
It'd be a hell of a gust of wind. And if the stone move, you better get out the damn way. So it's solid. It's stable. So the center is the stone of faith. By us learning about the center, by us exploring the center, starting first within us, we really start to understand what faith is. Many of us got, I mean, maybe this is saying we might have a false idea about what faith is. The center is the stone of faith. Powerful. You know what I'm saying? And it's something that this is one of those terms that you could sit down and you could just meditate on for years. The center is the stone of faith, and you just sit down and just think about it. This is one of those pieces where you can just sit down and think, what The center is the stone of faith. And you could just go on and really, really explore what's on your mind. See, because now part of this power, the power of this book is it forces you to ask questions. What in the hell does that mean? And what you start finding out, once you start asking the questions, the answers will start revealing themselves to you in your daily activities. Maybe even in your dreams. So what do you mean by the center is the stone of faith? What does that mean? How do one of the key words that Brother Kwame always talk about is the practical applications of ancient African wisdom. It is no good if we can't actually apply some of the stuff that we have. This is a complicated, but at the same time a simple one. The stone of faith, the center. When you recognize the center, you recognize faith. You understand is bigger than just believing in. You have something solid to basically hold you down, because a stone, if I'm correct, if a stone can hold you down or give you something firm to stand upon. Understanding the center in your life would break up a lot of confusion that many of us might experience. I think part of the issue is because many of us don't recognize our center. Because many of us don't recognize the center, we get caught up in these fringe things, as Quasi was talking about, like with the politics. We get caught up in left or right. We get removed from the stone.
We end up saying stuff like WAP is personal empowerment for female, for our women.
I don't even know what that is. What is WAP? What does it stand for?
Can I say it?
Go ahead. I mean, it's Gye-Nyame Journey Media.
Wet ass pussy.
Wow. Is that what that means?
Yes, sir.
And they say that's what is that? What they claim that be?
It's empowering.
Oh. For who? I'm
Perverted white men, if you ask me.
So I'm at a loss of words. I guess I'm out of the loop. Is this a real thing? I've been seeing the word WAP, and I've been skipping the stories, and I see there's some controversy around it.
That's where we at. That's where our people are.
No, that ain't where our people are. Let me tell you, that's where the industry wants us to be. See, because I'm gonna put it like this: for every young WAP out there, there's another. Man. And see, what's incredible is this is why I keep telling us to start looking for our principles, and because when you start looking for your principles, you start you start seeing young and old people using them, and you'll start seeing that they are not winning. As Mama Margarita say every time when she posts something up, we will win. It ain't even that we will win. We are winning. So now they got to come out with something that's empowering like that, right? WAP. That's empowering. That's the way it is. But the fact of the matter is that is not what we think. That is what the industry is. That's why it's important for us to have our own media as well, because this is a media outlet that is trying to take over the minds. But they are not going to get them all. They might get a few.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. You say they got more than a few?
Well, I mean, a lot of us are susceptible.
Oh
A
yeah.
lot of us are searching for a center. I mean, you know what I mean?
Right.
Or
Right.
not connected to the center. So they're looking for something that they could grasp onto, because the rock is it's necessary. It's something that we must have. We are in search of it if we don't have it.
Right. Now, but just because you think that you might have, for example, WAP is slippery, so it's hard to hold it.
What did you do?
You'll slide away from the center.
Yeah, you certainly will. You slide towards the center. I don't know. Sorry. Okay, let's keep going. Okay, I'm sorry.
But the point I'm saying is, that's where, like I said, that's where our discussions come into play. You know what I'm saying? Because one of the key pieces is when our young people hear us talking about concepts and talking about problems, they'll start learning how to distinguish the real from the unreal. They'll understand more and more of them are understanding that we are at war. You don't find it strange that at the same time, because I want you to understand what all that's happening right now. So we got the whole WAP movement, and at the same time, Biden says, "Look, I am going to get a running mate, and it's going to be a black woman." So at the same time, we got a major attack going on, and it's like pulling or in an attempt to separate or cause a friction between our women, because some of our women is gonna take the whole WAP argument. They're gonna take that shit. They're gonna take that shit as very, very offensive. We know this.
Mm-hmm.
And other grown ones is gonna take it like, yeah, tell the truth, baby, tell the truth. It's the truth. So now they're gonna be beefing, and once again, that's two extremes that's pulling away from the center. And we know it according to what this book talks about. Mac Word said, James Brown said on the one. Margarita said, we are together. Margarita said, power, our third eye. And Max says, James Brown said, on the one. Damn. Ooh. At the center, right? On the one. At the center. On the one. I like that. Go ahead. Now, so let's move on. So the center is the stone of faith. Go and think about that for a while. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, this is about discussion. This is not stone. This is not the stone, and it's not engraved in stone. This is about your growth. Think about it. What does it mean? Roll it around in your head. Focus on it for 60 seconds. I challenge you. Focus on it. And then after you focus on the stone of the center is the stone of faith. Ask yourself for 60 seconds, what is my center? Recognition of the center labels self-confidence. Recognition of the center labels self-confidence. We become more confident the closer we become to the center. More confident. You know, and we have to learn to distinguish between confidence and what's that other word? Arrogance and cockiness.
Hey, I gotta put in my bad. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
I gotta put in a plug. I ain't even here. You know what I mean? Like connected to. But if you need some music to listen to, some revolutionary music, it's an album called The Seven by Talib Kweli and Styles P. I'm telling you, if I'm going to war, that shit banging. He said too confident to be cocky to keep it real. That shit, man. They go in. They got a song, man. That's The Seven. Talib Kweli, and Styles P.
Is it
Thank you,
old
ladies.
or is it new?
It's like 2 years old.
Okay. And it's called The 7. All right.
Yeah, it's only 7 songs. Bangers.
Okay.
Like straight up. Like if you turn that song on, you ready. You ready. Like,
All right. I mean, you've been pretty good at keeping me on the music. But you know, I get stuck on it for about 10 years and shit. You know, so
this is a 10-year one. I've been listening to this since it came out. I don't listen too much.
It's a recognition of the sinner labels self-confidence. When we recognize the sinner, we become truly confident. We become more confident in what we're doing, less arrogant, less cocky, just confident. Everybody don't have to know that you're good at what you do. You just do it, and people be like, "I'm amazed."
Right. I be feeling myself when I be patting my ego. I be knowing what I'm doing. You know what I mean?
Word. Doubt of the sinner marks the imperfected. So the sinner is it. So once again, now what we have to wrestle with is, and maybe there's no answer to it. Maybe it's better to be a mystery. But the title of the chapter is called The Potent Sinner. And at the beginning of our conversation, I was talking about how this potent sinner may have been the concept of, as we call it in the language that we use right now, is God. But maybe this is something else. What is the sinner? What is your sinner? Somebody out there in the chat, what's your sinner? Or as Mac pointed out for us, what's your one?
Well, the sinner, man, you just confirmed it, Hatem. You just confirmed it. You just confirmed my theory beyond a shadow of a doubt. This thing that I guess we can call it God or whatever, the first source, Allah, the Most High. It's zero. Zero is the sinner.
Ooh.
It's nothing. It's nothing. It's the possibility for things.
It's the possibility, the infinite possibility. You about to make a Kwame call up in here. Nah, I'm telling you, bro. Kwame go in on some. Hey, listen, because he'll call in and have a math question that will confound you, and you be like, damn. I'm like, on it because he already came on here and spanked me about the zero.
Really?
Oh man. He ain't never totally tell me I'm wrong, but he came on here and spanked me about the zero before. Cause that's what he do. He works. That's what he do. Numbers. And it was.
I need to hear that.
It
I
was.
need to hear that perspective.
It was less about what you're talking about, and more about the concept when we say in Gye-Nyame that zero is not a number. Oh, he spanked my ass on that shit. He spanked my. Oh.
So he said zero is a number?
He said zero is a number. He said, I can't even remember, but he said zero's a number. Shut that shit up, basically. Shut that shit up. You talk. You had me all the way until you.
I call zero and God and all of that thing, same thing. I call it that which exists while not existing.
That which exists while not existing.
Because you can't show me zero something.
There you go.
Dun, dun, dun.
All right, Black Yoda, is that you? Or who this? Hello? Let's see who on the line. Oh no, that's probably Shaka. Shaka, you there? Shaka, you might have to call. Go ahead. What's taking so long? What's going on? Get your phone together, young man. Get your phone together.
Yes, sir. I had it on mute. What's going on?
Oh, we talking. We thought you was the Black Yoda calling in. Mac says. First, Elder Margarita say no. It's everything within us. Mac says the universe. Doubt.
What I walk in. What's the question?
You come on now.
Wait. All right.
Just go on and ride. Enjoy the ride. Doubt of the sinner marks the imperfected. A person will be foolish not to connect to the sinner. A person will be foolish not to connect to the sinner. Once again, what is your sinner? A person will be foolish not to connect to the sinner. Once again, the question on the floor for us to wrestle with, to think about, to debate, to throw out ideas is what is the center. This potent center that my man Erskine Peters found all types of African proverbs that focused on the African center. And that focus. And if you want to do the research yourself, he gives you a beautiful bibliography in two places in the book. It's two different bibliographies for this little book. They cover everything from Ifa. Man, there's a lot of books that he did research on. So we're going to leave that one there. We're going to move on because it's 10:21, and y'all know I got to get up at about 4 o'clock so I can I'm trying to do my workout. I'm trying to get back into my workout. We're going to move to the last one. And we're going to let Shaka go. Shaka going to get the cut his teeth on this one tonight. Say the knowledge holders. Centering leads to self-knowing. Self-knowing is the dynamic of destiny. Say the knowledge holders. Self-knowing is the dynamic of destiny. Say the knowledge holders. The relation to the center is the guide for the self. The center is the reflector for the self. Oh my God. Say the knowledge holders. All right, Shaka, you up. He like, what?
Okay. I'm gonna need you to just all right. The first time I heard it, I dissected it. Now I just need you to say it so I can get a running start.
You want me to say the whole thing or you want me to stop at?
Say the whole thing again.
Say the knowledge holders. Centering leads to self-knowing. Self-knowing is the dynamic of destiny. Say the knowledge holders. The relation to the center is the guide for the self. The center is the reflector for the self.
Okay. Now, what I like to do is I'm gonna break it down line for line as it relates real fast, and that's why I'm gonna need you, Hatim. I like having it repeated just as I'm going because it keeps me on point, right? Because we've been doing this for some time now. I'm starting to realize what it is within me that needs to change to be able to, push forward. And that's part of the message because the first line of that piece, say it one more time.
Centering leads to self-knowing.
Centering leads to self-knowing. Right?
Word.
So when I look at my ultimate behavior versus my daily behavior and the routines that I set for myself, right?
Word.
And I go to sleep and I wake up the next day and I'm like, man, I still need to do this, that, and the other because I didn't do that yesterday when I woke up. Right?
Right.
That reflecting on that activity is what's going to cause me to get closer to center. Center is focus to me. Center is that focused energy that is aligned with the energy inward and outward.
Okay.
Right?
Right.
You-
Who else on the
What's
line?
that?
That's Quasi.
Quasi.
What's up, Quasi?
What's happening, brother?
Hey. Did you have something you wanted to say?
I'm trying to think of that mathematical term of like it's something that with integer. Or no, it's not necessarily integer, but it's a number that is the opposite. The negative, like if you have a negative number, whatever the number is in positive form.
Irrational?
Right. Nah.
Somebody
It's the
call
opposite.
in and help. Kwame, I know.
Ain't-
Kwame, go ahead.
All right. So, Hatem, if you will,
Number 2.
The first 2 lines. Come
All
back
right.
from the first one.
So I'm taking out set of knowledge holders. Centering leads to self-knowing.
Yes.
Self-knowing is the dynamic of destiny.
Right. Okay. So when you come into a certain alignment with yourself, understanding your character and the character of the circumstance outside of you, the way that you behave during that imperfect moment, the way that you behave in that whatever adversity you're dealing with is what pronounces who you are to yourself, because you've never been in that situation before. But the fact that you're courageous enough to stand in it and to represent self, it allows you to establish that conversation and understand what the universe wants you to do at the moment.
Sorry.
What happened?
Yeah.
What happened?
I don't know.
I found it, I found it, and if y'all ain't ready, are y'all sitting down?
Go ahead.
The term that I was looking for is absolute value.
Yeah.
Absolute value.
Now the absolute value is the same within and without, right? On each,
Like if you the number 6, the absolute value of -6 is 6. That's how far away from the center you are.
Ooh.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So whether you go right or left, up or down, you're still 6 away.
In terms of what Quasi's saying, the center is 0, and the way that we count 0 is God.
Y'all be careful with that, Kwame listening. And Sister Max says Gargut. That is, I can't remember the term, but Brother Philip Shock Matthews interviewed a brother who has a theory called Gargut. If you could, Sister Mac, can you break down the word Gargut so I can say it to everybody? And when I ran into this, because it's a universal equation that this dude came up with, the first person I gave it to, and Kwame was like, yeah, "This is impressive." You
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? I'm saying, "Wow." You know, because I'm used to, so I'll be like, boom, I throw it at Kwame, say, hey, that's impressive. All right. So self-knowing is the dynamic of destiny. And go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead.
So I want to make sure that part is clear. Self-knowing, once again.
Self-knowing is the dynamic of destiny.
Self-knowing is the dynamic of destiny. All right. When you know who you are, it's not a thing of if and of, you know your character, right? You know to some degree, because of your character, what you're supposed to do in certain circumstances. Is that a I don't know if it's a thing of free will or if it's a thing of just God's number, right? How much, 1 out of 10, how much does our astrological signs really dictate our behavior?
I would think as much as we allow.
But do we really have control over it?
No. I mean, well, let me say, if we unconscious, I would say no. If you unconscious, it's certain things, but when you become conscious of certain behaviors, you have the ability to change them. Because we all have seen people who have changed basically changed their character. They find something new to believe in, and it's like they're a totally different person.
Now, check this out. You know what happened to me, Hatim, when I realized these things? Number one, coming from when I was 18, coming from Cleveland to Columbus, it was my first independence, right? I transformed because of the dynamic of the city that I moved into. There's certain things that are a part of my character that was influenced by Columbus. When I left Columbus, when I was in Columbus, I lived there during a gentrification process I'm now experiencing in Cleveland. But when I left Columbus, I went to New Jersey. When I went to New Jersey, I experienced yet another dynamic that I wasn't introduced to in Columbus. When I went to New Jersey, 80% of the people around me that I engaged in these conversations with were from the islands, first and second generation. So their perspective on American culture was totally different than what we're talking about as Black Americans. I'm talking about people from Trinidad, from Jamaica, from Guyana, from Haiti, from Dominican Republic, from Puerto Rico. We having real engaged spiritual conversations. It ain't like nothing that I experienced in Columbus because of the character of the conversation in Columbus. So when you see yourself in all of those different scenarios, and then you, like me, come back home to a place like Cleveland, and you're like, man, this place is so underdeveloped. And in terms of what the other cities that I've gone to that have surpassed this level of maturity as a city, that has surpassed this level of progress as a city. Oh man, I was so disappointed. So the thing in me is the universe said, change it. With a state of urgency, change it. If that's what you're feeling, change it. You came here, people didn't understand your situation. Write a song about it. I wrote Man Down, my state of emergency, right? Mm-hmm. That was 13 years ago. I don't think that Man Down was really received until I dedicated it to George Floyd on Juneteenth, honestly. And so the piece is that when you talk about, say the second line one more time.
Self-knowing is the dynamic of destiny.
I know this is what I'm supposed to be doing. Everything that I create, it has a character that's based out of a process. I never deviate from that process. So the piece is that everyone in that is the same way. So if you are made to do a certain thing a certain way, then you have aligned with destiny. Because that's not just in your practice, but the rhythm of the way you move, the way you make you move is ultimately going to lead you to a certain destination, regardless. Just like you put these wind up. Remember that football game we used to play where their feet didn't even move. They just vibrated on top of this plane.
Right. They vibrated.
It's the same thing we doing. We ain't nothing different than that. The universe is the one. It's sending the vibrations. We only gonna do what we meant to do.
We're reacting to it.
Mm-hmm.
Self-knowing.
Now I'll pass it on from there because that's really me talking is just gonna go around in circles from that point on because I think I made the point way early. So
you want to go on?
I want to share the air.
All right. Hey, you got something for that one, Quasi? I'm on. Self-knowing. Self-knowing is the dynamic of destiny. And when I looked up the term dynamic, let me share with you what popped up. Of a process or system characterized by constant change, activity, or progress.
Wow.
Self-knowing is a process characterized by constant change, activity, or progress. So is the dynamic. Self-knowing is like an energy force behind your destiny. Oh, wow. Self-knowing. That's that's a journey in itself. Hell, I just use self to talk about wow, God, all right. Gye-Nyame, what is the self? We talk about the absolute, complete, and perfect qualities of a being that are not influenced by external circumstances. When you know that, that becomes the dynamic of destiny, the dynamics of your destiny. By knowing yourself, you energize your destiny. Say the knowledge holders, the relation to the center is the guide for the self. The relation to the center is the guide for the self. Mama Margarita say, Brother Kwaku is culture to you. Mac Word also says Dr. Oyibo, that's his name, Dr. Oyibo from Nigeria. God Almighty. God stands for God Almighty, Grand Unified Theorem. He developed the God Almighty Grand Unified Theorem. If you get a chance, check it out. It's Gaugut, G-A-G-U-T. It's a real good interview that Brother Shock Matthews did with him. The relation to the center is the guide for the self. Family, figure out that center for yourself. Let's figure out the center for us as a people. Because that's our guide.
I think that I will say, I know it's wrapping up. One last thing I'll say, because the conversation about astrology came up, and if you know me, you know that I take a lot of, I find a lot of information and validity in astrology. But with that being said, I do think that it basically what astrology is people, it's the challenge that people need to come. It's almost your absolute value. It's kind of like your absolute value. You know what I mean? It's what you need to overcome to get back to your center.
Because I won't discount it, and I won't discount it because it's basically the same thing. When you talk about astrology, it's basically the same thing as the day names.
Right.
There's certain qualities that individuals are prone to that are born at a certain time. There's a certain energy around these times. So for me to be like,
exactly.
Astrology is not real, but you can change. You can change that vibration. Somebody else on the line?
Nah.
All right. The center is the reflector for the self. Oh my God. The center is the reflector for the self.
Yeah.
So all this is talking about the center, but then he gonna drop. He gonna drop a proverb that say the center is the reflector of the self.
Yo, I want to chime back in.
Go ahead.
So what's interesting, and I feel like if he's listening in, this is gonna summon the Black Yoda. So with the technology I've been working with laser engraving and things like that, I've learned how to build the machines. And of course, you got to essentially to know how they work, right? Mm-hmm. So what I find is that on these rails, you got the laser in there, this big glass encasement, of a CO2 laser, and that laser is aimed at a little like a gold mirror, right? It's 4 mirrors around the perimeter, and this laser has to connect perfectly with all 4 mirrors in order for it to cut and do the work that it needs to do. It'll go right through, but it needs to be triangulated with these mirrors to reflect. And as the laser's moving, it needs to maintain its reflection in all of those spaces that it's triangulated, or else it won't work. As powerful as the laser is by itself, it will not cut without the reflective qualities of those mirrors. But with those mirrors, it can cut with precision. I'm talking like microcosmic precision, right? And that is why, and I'm about to flip it. You're gonna be like, what? When I look at me and my movement here in Cleveland versus the establishment of routine and a certain behavior in Columbia, even though I might behave that way, I'm in Cleveland. And if I don't have those reflectors around me,
You can't
other
cut.
people won't. Exactly.
See, because I'm glad, you know what? I'm glad you brought up that example about the laser, because I was thinking, because I had to look up reflector. I mean, now if you look on the worksheet, those that can see, they got keywords. It's keywords that you're supposed to pick out from here. So I was thinking reflection. But what you're talking about and what the definition breaks down, an object or device which reflects radio waves, seismic vibrations, sounds, and other waves. It talks about a reflecting telescope, where, because those of you that know how a reflecting telescope works, is you see the reflection. It focuses on the object and it shoots it into a mirror. Huh?
That's exactly what's happening. That's why it needs the reflectors. It's because it's multiplying its power each time it hits the reflector.
Right. So the center acts as a reflector for the self. If you know what a center is, like you said, if one of those mirrors is out of line, it won't cut.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of us are not effective in our lives because we're not centered.
I'll give you another example, and this is on the opposite side. Remember back in the day, you go to the mall and they had those pictures that you can buy for like $25. They're inside of a frame,
Right.
And when you look at it initially, the picture makes no fucking sense at all. And then the guy's like, no, just look at it. Just look through it. And you look through the picture, and it's like, oh, my goodness, I see a dolphin in there. I see a dolphin jumping through some hoops. But when you look at it the way that you look at everything else, all you see is like these little specks. These specks are like, you can tell there's some type of pattern, but you can't distinguish what the pattern is until you look through it. And it's something about the reflection of the glass and the way that those little specks kind of move together, and then you see perfectly a 3-dimensional picture, and you know you're looking at a 2-dimensional plane. But you got to trick your mind to focus into something 3D to actually see what's inside of that. You've never seen these pictures before?
No.
Stop. It's an optical illusion, is what it is. When you look at it straight forward, it looks like a Jackson Pollock. But when you trick your mind to look through it, you see a perfect 3D image. Sometimes it was a dolphin. Sometimes it was a space shuttle going past the moon. right? But you saw all of that because you had to teach your mind to look through it.
rather than at it.
Exactly.
So, family, hopefully we left y'all with more questions than answers. I want to thank y'all for joining us on Tribal Quotes. I want y'all to remember, family, if y'all get a chance, stop by gnj.media. Don't sign up yet. I just want y'all to stop by and just visit, sort of like you just driving by a house and being like, yo, we going to have a party there soon because we got our own site. We're going to be able to stream our own videos. We're going to be able to do all types of stuff. Family, we are coming up. Be on the lookout for the Gye-Nyame Journey game. It's going to be dropping very soon, as well as we're going to also be dropping African Deep Thought Workbook. For all those that are supporting members of Gye-Nyame Journey, y'all, all that is on me. Now, the only one that you might have problems, well, all that is on Gye-Nyame, let me put it that way. But the only thing that you might have problems with is the game. Because those of you that have, those of you that use Apples, you won't be able to use an Apple for this because I don't have that yet. And plus, Apple is super expensive to get stuff in the store. And but it will be available in the Google Play Store. Now, I will for those that are subscribers, I'm going to place that APK, that file, into your Gumroad library, and you could download it directly if you want to. You know what I'm saying? But your phone might not allow you to open it up. They, Android got their hustle. They like Apple in that way. They got their hustle. So you got to go through them. But I can show you how to open it up on your phone. Maybe. But, it'll be 99 cents in the store. It's the goal of it is, oh man, I should have uploaded a video of it. But the goal is to help Banu the Phoenix find the Gye-Nyame symbols and capture them before the swords of time destroy both of you. Helps you with your hand-eye coordination and also get you to start chasing. Instead of chasing WAP, you're going to be chasing Gye-Nyame symbols. And with that, I'm going to say peace, fam. Y'all have a great night.
What is a lion without his pride? What is a whale without his pod? What is a monkey without his troop? What is a wolf without his pack?
The answer is very simple. They are the same thing that a human being is without a tribe. Pray.